What do we got going on next? Trying to remember the problem I did last. Okay, let's look at this one here. Did we do that one already? I don't think so. No. Okay. 3xy. 3xy raised to the -1 over 2xy, and it is squared. So we can do this a couple different ways. We could go ahead and raise it up here, 3xy raised to -1. We go ahead and distribute that -1 across. At least that's the way I say it. Or we could just go ahead and take the whole thing to the bottom, and I think that's what I'm going to actually do. So we'll be left with 1 on top over 2xy, that quantity squared, and then 3xy. So that's to the first power. Notice a +1 there because we took it all to the bottom, which makes it positive. All right, that's what we're going to do. I think life will be a whole lot easier on us if we do that. Okay, since these are all multiplied, whoops, I think what we better do is let's go ahead and work this one out first. So this becomes 2 squared, and then x squared, then y squared. Okay, times 3xy. And you know what I forgot to do? That's all over the top of 1. Yeah. Okay, so we have 1 up in the numerator. 2 squared is 4. All right, we have x squared. We have an x here, so we want to combine them. That's to the first power. So what do? We add their exponents. So that becomes x to the third. And then we have a y and a y here, so that's y squared, y to the first power, so that becomes y to the third. And then we have this 3. I'm just going to throw it over here. But, of course, we'd never leave it like that. That's going to be 3 times 4 is 12. So we have x cubed times y cubed. Okay, so all that stuff reduced right on down to there. Okay. Let's see, what else we got? We got a 6x squared. I might need to write a little smaller here. Y to the 4th. And the whole thing is raised to the 3rd power times y cubed over z squared. And guess what? That's all raised to the -1. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's take a look at this one here. We got to do something with this 3 up here. And so we're going to go ahead and write 6 to the 3rd power times x. So we multiply our exponents. That's going to be x to the 6th over, we have y to the 4th, but we got a 4 times 3, so that's going to be y to the 12th power. Well, that looks like a z there. We better erase that. Make that look like, what was that again? 12, yeah, 2. All right, times. Now, we have this -1 here, and what we could do is we could write it like this: z squared over y to the third. Now I want you to verify that. Right? See, what happens is if we multiply the 3 times the -1, you get -3. So we have y to the -3. Well, we'll have to rewrite that with positive exponents. That means we got to take it to the denominator. Take it down below. Well, that's what happened. And then, of course, we deal with the denominator. You have z raised to the second power. We multiply that by -1. That becomes z to the -2. What happens there? We have to take it up into the numerator and have a positive exponent. So instead, just flip the fraction. Okay, rewrite. All right, now what do we do? Well, we got a y raised to the 12th power times y raised to the 3rd power, so we just add their exponents. Just add their exponents. So we end up with 6 to the 3rd power. What the heck is that? 216? Okay, there are no x's in the denominator, so can't cancel any of that out, so we'll rewrite x. I don't know why I wrote a 2 there. Let's write a 6, and z, we'll rewrite that. And of course, that's all going to be over y, and we add the exponents because we're multiplying. So that's going to be y to the 15th. Y to the 15th. How do you like that? Bam. We got time for another one? I really need to work one more problem and then we'll end this section. I guess what we'll have to do is clear the screen. So let's do that. Let's work another one here. 4x times y times z. It's all raised to the 0 for whatever the reason is. It's over x squared. X squared. Okay. So what is this? This is 4 to the 0, x to the 0, the right equal sign, y to the 0, and z to the 0, and it's all over x squared. Well, remember, this number raised to the 0 is just 1, right? X to the 0 is 1, y to the 0 is 1, z to the 0 is 1. It's all over x squared. So once we simplify that down, what do we have? 1 over x squared. Yeah, that's simple. Okay, so you should have gotten the pretty much kind of the big picture enough to work your own, simplify your own rational expressions. It's dealing with these exponents is usually what the issue is. But this is pretty important stuff. Okay. All right, well, that's going to pretty much end this section here. And that's supposed to be an arrow up here. What happened? Anyway, did I ever talk about what a rational number is? You see that? That's a rational number. A fraction. We'll just leave it at that for right now. Okay. All right. I'll see you over there at the website. See you in the next section. I think we're still dealing with rational expressions. All right. Bye.